Hey guys, so I'm back with the second part of the Peterborough Storytime, part two. Yes, this is going to be the part two. So in part one, I think I left off where we got into Brad's car. So there's some details that I missed out on in the first half of this story time, and it was that we're going to go back to Reggie. So Reggie was my friend's roommate at that time. So they had a 2-bedroom apartment, and in Peterborough, what was explained to me, I think I'm going to mention this right now because it is relevant and it comes into play later on. So in Peterborough, apparently there's like a handful of Latino families or Latinos in general living in Peterborough. And so my friend was Salvadorian and she was like, by herself living in Peterborough. And this girl was a Colombian, part of a Colombian family. So I think it was the mother, grandmother, her, and the sister. I believe I called her Maria. So in about like 5 minutes before we actually got into this car with Brad, my friend literally like let me in on the chisme, on the gossip that Brad had dated that girl Reggie before. So he was now dating her sister Maria, but he was the ex-boyfriend of Reggie. I was like, what kind of like weirdness is going on? Like, this is weird to me. Like, I don't know. It was just like, what the hell is going on? But I guess it comes into play after. So we're in this car and then we're traveling to the birthday girl's house. So it was at her house, like her family's house. And this girl was Dominican. So like I mentioned, there's like a handful of Latino families and the Dominican girl was the birthday girl. So she doesn't really come into play. So we're just going to call her the Dominican girl. But I think at this party, it was probably like the most diversity that I was going to see in Peterborough. And so there was a couple of Latino people, but it was predominantly like white people because Peterborough. So we get to this party, and at this time I did drink. So it was about 2011 that I stopped drinking. Like I literally made it my goal to become sober. So at this time I was drinking, and so we were in the kitchen of the house, and like everybody introduced themselves. Like obviously my friend introduced me, and people were preparing drinks. And so out of nowhere, we were just like talking around the table, and out of nowhere this girl Maria hands me a drink, and it was like orange, and I guess it was mixed with Malibu, but I didn't see when she did it. She didn't she didn't make it like in the moment. Like she just handed me the drink. So she's like, oh, ¿quieres? Like, because we were speaking Spanish, so she was like, oh, like, ¿quieres? And then I was like, oh yeah, sure, whatever. So me being polite, I grabbed the drink from her. And we're talking and chatting and kicking it, and out of nowhere this white girl says to me, where did you get that drink? And I was like, oh, I'm like, Maria gave me this drink. And she was like, does it have Malibu in it? Malibu and orange juice? And then I was like, honestly, I don't even know. Like, what is, like, I had never tried Malibu because I'm more of like a bourbon girl. Like, I don't do beer, but I'll do vodka, bourbon. And so Malibu, I believe, is rum. And so she was like, yeah, that's orange juice and Malibu. She's like, that's my drink. And I was like, okay, like, I don't know, because again, Maria gave it to me. And she was just like, I don't know, like, why would you take my drink? And I literally was like, again, Maria gave me this drink. Like, I don't know if she prepared it or what happened, but she gave me the drink. I'm like, if you want it, like, you can take it back. Like, I don't want it. Anyway, so at that point, I stopped drinking it. I probably had like taken one sip of it because like it's not really something I would drink particularly, but it literally tasted just like orange juice. But anyway, so yeah, she like made such a big deal out of this drink, and I was like, again, Maria gave me the drink. Like it wasn't even, I don't know, like she was so like crazy. She was accusing me of stealing her drink. And I was just like, girl, like I don't know. Like I don't know you. I don't know why you're acting this way. Anyways, so the party was basically in the basement of the house cuz the noise and all that. So, they're blasting like salsa and all that stuff. So, um literally we get down there, me and my friend. Because she like had stepped outside. So I mean, like I think I've mentioned this before, like I can make myself like not comfortable, but like I can be somewhere where like I don't know anyone and just, mingle and make the most of it. So there I am, like walking around this house. My friend was outside with her boyfriend smoking, and that guy was there, Brad, and like other people. So, I kind of went out there, but it was winter. So I was like, no, cold. I don't want to be out here. And, they were just like drinking, chatting. So I made my way inside, and I think my friend followed like shortly after. But like I went downstairs, I was just kind of vibing and talking to people. There was like two girls from Mexico, and they were from Mexico City. So we were like, oh, I was like, chilangas, la chilangas. And, we were just talking about like, Latino stuff. I don't know. It was just because I had told them like, oh yeah, I went to Mexico City and I was living there for a while. And they were like, oh my God, like, yeah, tell us about it. And so we just got to chatting, and they put on like salsa music, and I'm a salsa dancer. So I literally like start dancing, whatever. Me and my best friend were dancing. So me and Reina were dancing, and the Colombian girl was there, but she had gotten there, I think like afterwards, like she went there on her own. And so she was there. That was like the first moment that I noticed that she was there, because we got there with, again, my friend Reina, Ramiro, Brad, and Maria. So that was the moment like where I noticed that she was there, because she saw me dancing salsa, and because she's Colombian, apparently like they think like they're the best at salsa. So like she literally was like, oh, let me see if you can actually dance salsa. And so she like invites me out to dance. So we're dancing, and she's like, oh, like you can. She literally said it like that, like, oh, you can. And I was like, yeah, like, what did you think? So like from like the get-go, like it was. Sorry guys, my mic cut off apparently. So from this part on, I'm going to just try to remember what I said. So here it goes. Every word out of this girl's mouth to me was dig after dig after dig, and she would be saying things to me in Spanish. And so at this point, I was like, ew, like I don't want to dance with you. I kind of left her dancing by herself, and I just continued dancing with everyone that was there. And I didn't even notice at this point that my friend's boyfriend was gone. And it's like irrelevant to the story later on. But another thing I forgot to mention was that this Brad guy was there, and his girlfriend Maria, remember? I hadn't crossed any words with them as well. So that girl was totally killing my vibe, and I basically left like my best friend downstairs because we were in the basement dancing, right? So I left everyone dancing, and I just went upstairs, and I just continued, drinking, conversing with everyone that was there, because again, I was like the odd one out, right? So I didn't know anyone, and I'm that's one of the things that I have, is that I'm super easy to like start a conversation with, because I have so much to talk about. And somehow I was like talking to the birthday girl's dad, and we were just getting into conversation. And he even offered me like crackers with like cheese and guava. It was so like random, but like so delicious. And it was at this point that my friend came, and she was like, hey, like, we're leaving. And so I was like, oh, okay. So I get up, say bye to whoever was there, and jump into the car. And that's the moment that I noticed, like, hey, we're missing one person, and it was Reina's boyfriend. So we're in this car, and I'm all like, oh, where's your boyfriend? What happened? Like, where's the boyfriend? Like, the annoying friend. I was just asking, like, where is he? Where is he? And she was just like, oh, like, forget about it, ignore it, whatever. And, trying to, like, just be like, stop asking. So we get to her building, and these buildings, it's like two buildings with, like, a concrete, like, middle. I don't know how to describe it. It's like this pathway in the middle that's concrete, or concrete slabs, and then the two towering buildings. And from the window, her boyfriend starts yelling at her, like, oh, where's my fucking camera? Where's my effing camera? And she's like, F you, F you. Like, at this point, this is where I'm finding out that, like, they have been fighting at the party. I didn't even realize. So we're entering the building, and literally I'm being the annoying drunk friend that's like, what happened? Like, why are you guys fighting and stuff? Brad and Maria like did us the favor of bringing us in, and so like they literally came up all the way to the apartment. They like walked us into the apartment, like behind us, and like that's where like my friend just went off and like started fighting with her boyfriend. They locked themselves into the bathroom, and I was just left there by myself, and I was just like, I'm buzzed. So I literally started looking for the bed to just lay down, and let me continue with the video.
So I just went to her room because I was like, I don't want anything to do with this, right? Like, this is couple problems. No tiene nada que ver conmigo, right? Tell me why. Oh, I forgot to mention. This is like one of the details that I forgot to mention. So my friend had a dog, and the dog's name was Marley. And so I'm just gonna say the dog's name. The dog's name was Marley, and literally, like, her dog was so friendly, so cuddly. And so I go into the room, and the dog is like following after me, and literally I'm like all laid out because I was like, I'm not going to deal with my friend and her boyfriend fighting. Like, I've seen this like too many times before. Like, I was just kind of like not my business. Like, I'm just here to like have fun, right? To like enjoy my time with my friend and have fun. And so Brad Brad comes into the room, and he's all like, oh, hey, what's up, blah, 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 whatever. And I'm laying down. I'm laying down on her bed, because I was going to sleep on her bed, and they were going to sleep, like, in the living room. So I'm laid down on the bed, literally, like, the dog spooning me. And he's all like, oh, hey, what's up, like, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, hi. And then he's like, oh, so like, when are you leaving? And I was like, oh yeah, I'm thinking, me, like a stupid moron, thinking that like this is a normal conversation. Like, I could not process, any information at that point. So he's literally asking me like, oh, when are you leaving? And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm here for like the weekend, and I'm leaving on Monday or something like that. And he's all like, oh, okay, yeah, Monday, yeah. And like, he's standing in the doorway, and Maria was like, who knows where, she like just walked off. And so he literally was like, so yeah, like, if you're not doing anything tomorrow, like, yeah, we could hang out. And I was all like, okay, yeah. I'm like, okay, well, let's see what like my friend Reina has planned, and if there's nothing to do, then I'll let her know and we can hang out, right? And I'm like, yeah, if your girlfriend's okay with it, right? And he's like, oh yeah. And I'm like, yeah, your girlfriend Maria, I'm like, if she's okay with it, then definitely we can hang out, right? Like, you go ask Maria, and like I'll tell my friend, and then we'll make a plan. So, and he was all like, yeah, oh yeah, yeah, whatever. So literally I get up at this point and I see him out. I go to the door with him. I'm like, bye, okay, good night, bye. Shut the door, lock it, and I literally just go to sleep. And like my friend and her boyfriend, they were like fighting the whole night. And it's funny because the dog, I was all like, I'm not going to be sharing my bed with this dog. Like, forget about it. So I get the little dog. I take it to the living room, and then I'm like, okay. I'm like, bye, puppy. Bye. Good night. Close the door. Get into the bed. Pass out. So I'm gonna leave it there because we're gonna get ready for the next time. Alright, so I hope you liked this portion of the story time. So get ready to have a part 3 of Peterborough Chaos. Ciao, ciao!